The Montgomery County Agricultural Reserve is a national model of innovative land conservation planning. It's an example of how a creative and thoughtful policy can preserve a natural resource by protecting farmland and open space and support more than 500 farms that contribute millions of dollars to Montgomery County's economy. Established in 1980, the Agricultural Reserve has become one of the most significant land use decisions in county history. Heralded as one of the best examples of land conservation policies in the country, the 93,000 acres that make up the Agricultural Reserve includes a mix of farmland and rural open space in the northwestern part of Montgomery County. It was Montgomery Planning's agricultural and open space plan that made the recommendation to protect almost a third of the county's land resources.
When the Agricultural Reserve was created in 1980 through our functional plan for preservation of open space and agriculture, we were way ahead of the times in terms of sustainability. Back in 1980, people were really just beginning to talk about sustainability. But by setting aside 93,000 acres of land in our county as an agricultural reserve, we've been able to not only preserve our streams, we've been able to preserve our canopy cover, we've been able to create ways of bringing locally sourced food to the people of Washington, D.C. We've been able to do a lot of things that are now great aspirations in terms of sustainability, and we're able to do it because we created this agricultural reserve.
Implementation of these goals included several measures, including reducing the rate of new residential development from 1 house per 5 acres to 1 house per 25 acres, and implementing a transfer development right, or TDR, allowing landowners to recover the equity in their land without having to sell it. These innovative measures helped retain more than 500 farms in the county. Of the 93,000 acres in the reserve, more than 63,000 are now devoted to farming. This forward-thinking planning effort has contributed millions of dollars to the local economy. Let's take a look at some of the quick stats on the Ag Reserve. There are 63,493 acres of farmland in the protective Ag Reserve. The average farm size is 118 acres, which equates to $42 million in crop sales and $6.5 million in livestock sales. The Agricultural Reserve Plan was approved under the leadership of Montgomery County Planning Board Chair Royce Hanson.
It provides an extraordinary resource for the community, for the entire region, in fact. It is not only a source of fresh food, and increasingly a source of table crops for people, but it also is a great recreational and cultural resource. There are bike rallies throughout the reserve nowadays. There are new agricultural-oriented businesses being created, such as wineries. It is the source of most of the things that people find in their farmers markets down county, in Silver Spring, in Bethesda, in Wheaton, and so on. So what I would say is people ought to take a weekend and drive out Route 28 or Clopper Road or Georgia Avenue into the reserve and enjoy it. And remember that an urban and suburban community is only a part of the overall ecology of a metropolitan area that should include viable agriculture, great scenery, and clean water and green forests.
When I look at the Ag Reserve, I see it as hope. I see it not only as what it is today, but it's hope for the future. If a metropolitan area, such as Montgomery County, with about 1 million residents, can have the foresight to protect an area for farmland preservation, open space preservation, succeed in doing it, and then decades later still have a robust farming economy, it can be emulated elsewhere in the United States. It can serve as a model elsewhere. So it offers a very bright future, not just for Montgomery County, but for other jurisdictions in the United States.
The Agricultural Reserve has become a national model for preserving rural lands and creating sustainable communities. Across the country, many counties have adapted the model and its development transfer tools to preserve farmland.